Alright, we're still in Finding Missy Part 2, and then we're going to move fluently along to Chapter 17. Papa led the way before leaving the main path, following a trail into the strewn mass of boulders. Papa pushed and with his walking stick tapped a large boulder. He looked back at Mac and gestured to him that he should look more closely. There it was again, the same red arc, and now Mac realized the trail they were following had been marked by the man who had taken his daughter. As they walked, Papa now explained to Mac that no bodies had ever been found because this man would scout out places to hide them, and sometimes months before he would kidnap the girls. Halfway through the boulder field, Papa left the path and entered a maze of rocks and mountain walls, but not before once again pointing out the now familiar marking on a nearby rock face. Mark could see that unless people knew what they were looking for, the marks would easily go unnoticed. 10 minutes later, Papa stopped in front of a scene where the two outcroppings met. There was a small pile of boulders at the base, one of them bearing the killer's symbol. "Help me, please. Help me with this," he said to Mac, and he began peeling the large rocks away. All this hides a curved entrance. Once the covering rocks were removed, they picked and shoveled away at the hardened dirt and gravel and blocked the entrance. Suddenly, the remaining debris gave way, and an opening into a small cave was visible. It was probably once the den of some hibernating animal. The stale odor of decay poured out, and Mac gagged. Papa reached into the end of the roll Saru had given Mac and pulled out a bandana-sized piece of linen from the end of it. He tied it around Mac's mouth and nose, and immediately its sweet smell cut through the stench of the cave. There was only enough space for them to crawl. Taking a powerful flashlight from his own pack, Papa wriggled into the cave first with Mac right behind him, still carrying Saru's gift. It took them only a few minutes to find their bittersweet treasure. On a small rock outcropping, Mac saw the body of what he assumed was his Missy, face up, her body covered, oh my goodness, by a dirty and decaying sheet. He knew that, like an old glove without a hand to animate it, the real Missy wasn't there. Papa unwrapped what Saru had sent with them, and immediately the den filled with wonderful living aromas and scents. Even though the sheet under Missy's body was fragile, it held enough for Mac to lift her and place her in the midst of all the flowers and spices. Papa then tenderly wrapped her up and carried her to the entrance. Mac exited first, and Papa passed the treasure to him. He stood up as Papa exited and pulled the pack over his shoulders. Not a word had been spoken except for Mac muttering occasionally under his breath, "I forgive you, I forgive you." Before they left the site, Papa picked up the rock with the red arc on it and laid it over the entrance. Mac noticed but didn't pay much attention, busy as he was with his own thoughts and tenderly holding the body of his daughter close to his heart. So much. Yes.
I feel Mac's pain, but I'm also excited that because this is closure for Mac.
Yes.
It was a hard thing to go through, but God was with him. So that was very powerful. And then also, God knew that it would be a stench to her body on the practical side. So he gave Mac what he needed to go through it. Which, when he opened that gift up, in the midst of his dark hour, it was able to.
The fragrance. Yes.
And that's a point right there, Ree. Doesn't he always give us what we need in our darkest hour?
Where is that?
I found that.
What is it, Asia?
Beautiful ashes.
Yes.
Oil for the gladness. I don't know that scripture.
Yes, very
true.
Yeah! Say hey.
What's up?
Pastor Chris.
Hey.
Pastor Kathy.
There you go.
Yay!
Hello.
This is our Pastor Kathy and Chris. We love them.
Right, so it's just one move.
Okay.
We have